Now we're back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mr. and Tides of Darkness, and another live stream if you're joining us on Twitch. We appreciate you who join us live, and as always, if you want to catch us live, we try to go live every Sunday on Mountain Standard Time at 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Sorry, my brain broke for half a second there, everyone. On Twitch. Now, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the episode. Go ahead and roll intro.
Website. So
Drink
Moxie.
He's just sitting in it for now. He's just hanging out
value
with
for
us.
like what they're selling.
Aurora's
Continuing with where we left off last time, we ended off after you guys all took a long rest, and in preparation for the next day, during which there will be a lunch that you have been invited to talk to Lord Geralt.
Oh, we did a rest? Right. Oh, no.
And when the time comes... and when the time comes, Eloise, Geralt's daughter, will come and pick you guys up.
I wonder how many times I'd have to hit you before you reset.
You can find out.
At least 10.
How many hits does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
Just knocks on Lure Prada's box. Enough to kill you, apparently.
At least 3 so far.
Sorry, are we at the bar?
We're at the bar.
We took a long rest. It's in the morning. I don't want to kick a door so early. I go downstairs.
Wow.
I quietly exit out of the room whoever I'm rooming with. If I'm alone, I still sneak out quietly.
Rooms, so it's
I just go down to the bar.
Probably us. Dwight. 16. Did I notice?
Probably. Let's see. Yes.
All right.
Yes, you do. I was very loud coming out. I may have kicked the door.
Looking at this roll.
Probably every time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I try to sneak downstairs and I go to the barkeep and I say, I got a long day ahead of me. What you got? It boosts my charisma.
Well,
I followed down.
Something nice and airy, light and airy. They won't
he pulls up a bottle of like a red wine.
Oh. I put a coin. I allowed 2 gold coins.
Silver.
I put a gold coin down on the table and say, "Thank you," and walk away.
He's not gonna complain. He's gonna grab it in the pocketbook.
You're really bad with money.
And
You know what? Actually, never mind. You're as good with money as I would expect any pirate to be.
that's what I like to hear, mate. I go back up to my room and then
Compliment.
I go back in louder than I came out.
Somehow.
It's a glory.
There's like in the process, there's like the sound of a braying goat and like breaking glass, and yet like somebody peeks their head out and there's no goat or glass. And they don't know where those sounds came from.
The ghosts are like, one of us.
Oh, because it's
We don't have a ghost goat.
Oh, Ray, you don't know this.
The inn we're staying at.
It's a haunted room.
Yeah, that's right. Desi, you weren't here. So the inn you guys are staying at is called the Jolly Geist Tavern, and it's run by a human named Bosley. So Bosley is like an 80-year-old guy, and all of his workers are ghosts that haunt the tavern.
They're nice.
So it's designed to look like a haunted mansion, and all the ghosts help make things happen. So like there are some ghosts who their entire job all day is to make like lights flicker and stuff, in the windows and like to swing chandeliers and stuff. And then all the tables and chairs float.
Calvin thought he was gonna get lucky with one of them.
She was very attractive. Are you guys all in the room?
Everyone's just gone into Calvin's room.
I guess.
Oh my gosh, what did you guys get?
Well, we're talking to get ready for the day.
Joke's on you, I'm already ready.
Yeah, that's what we're afraid of. You realize?
And just the ghost of Gorthrax.
You realize we're talking to one of the most powerful
So-
men in mystery. In like,
While you guys are
5
getting
hours.
ready, I'm gonna pan over to Yoshiko real quick. Yoshiko, what are you doing to start your morning?
Meditating, probably.
Alright, as you meditate, you find something really weird to happen. Something that hasn't happened before in all the times that you've meditated and tried to contact Kobu. You can actually contact him and connect with him. And by just meditating, you find yourself able to enter a state of mind where you enter that strange grass field where it's raining sakura blossoms that you go to in your dreams.
Do I see Kobu upon entering this?
Yes, he looks to be sitting, he's kneeling down in front of a small Tengu shrine, hands on his knees.
Is he aware of my presence, or is he just sitting there?
He's currently just sitting there staring at the statue.
Yoshiko will hesitantly call out to him.
As you call, he turns to look over his shoulder and turns to stand. Kobu has these white feathers that are going to go back from the cheek, almost like how sideburns would as they go back.
Feather sideburns.
And he looks a little bit like he's got crane influence from his Tengu blood. You can see he's got kind of a pointed nose that you swear has like just the slight tinge of orange to it. He's tall and his legs are very slender. As he turns to look at you, he goes, "Ah, Yoshiko, I've been expecting you."
Gotta think about what she would do with this.
Before you start talking and probably try to kill me,
I will interrupt that with a hug. I chose non-violence.
he is surprised. He's gonna give you a big hug, and he's just going to kind of in a whisper tone. I didn't know how much of a strain this would be on your life.
Yoshiko will now stomp on his foot.
There.
You
There we go.
bastard!
There it is. That's what I thought.
12! 12 years old! You asked a 12-year-old to fight a dragon!
To be fair, I didn't know you were 12. I didn't have any choice in who it was. And I just noticed a connection in wherever the heck this is that I am to someone from the village, and I reached out.
I haven't been able to talk to anyone about this, and you're just like floating in the ether. Why can I talk to you now?
Well, the reason we were first connected is because you have my headband. And now that you have my sword as well, we have more of a connection so that we can actually communicate.
So we can just talk now?
That depends. Are you going to stomp on my foot again?
Are you going to give me good advice, or are you going to ask me to do awful things
I'm
again?
going to try and give you good advice as long as you don't step on my foot again.
that's fair.
That's a fair point.
Promises. Go for other things.
Pretty sure you put some talent into that. Anyway, I wanted to teach you how to use my weapon.
Yeah, that would be nice. She's gonna like hold up the thing and shake it a little, and it's gonna glitch between several different weapons as she shakes it, and then go back to the Kusarigama. Is it broken?
No. So, first things first, what you need to know about this weapon is that it's designed to mimic the wrath of nature on a mountain. The blade, the weapon is called Tengu's Blade. And it's made to mimic the spirits of the mountain and their different forms of rage. The Oni Club, the Kanabo that it can turn into, as it turns into a big studded wooden club that's like this long and is meant to be used two-handed. That club represents the fury of wildfires. And so if you use the club's abilities, the weapon's abilities, it will channel fire into the weapon to replicate. What I want you to do first is go ahead and activate that flaming club, and then touch it to the small Tengu shrine I have in front of us.
I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised you trust me with this.
I literally don't have anyone else I can. I do not have a choice. Plus, if I didn't, you'd stomp on my foot again, I'm sure.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you there. She'll go over to the shrine.
Right?
It's not hit it, it's just touch it, right?
It's touch the shrine,
Okay.
yes.
Touch it to the shrine. I was concerned you wanted me to smash things. Look.
Are you going to activate the club?
I assume yes.
Yes. So, as you channel a little bit of energy into the club as the all of the studs glow red hot and flames begin to emerge from the club, but you notice the wood isn't burning. And as you touch to the statue, you see images of burning mountains and wildfires, and then as you see that destruction, you also then see a cycle of regrowth as you watch as the plants and everything regrow, and certain plants that can only grow after wildfires burn through begin to sprout. As you do so, you start to feel a strange understanding about how this weapon works, and a greater sense of purpose along with wielding it. That the fire isn't just there to destroy, but also to mend and heal. As those subside, and you come back to the field of sakura blossoms, you see that Kobu has a kanabo in his hands. Well, as he looks at you and says, "Shall we begin sparring?"
I thought you said you didn't want me to stomp on your foot.
I didn't say stomp on my foot.
Maybe
I said swing a club at me.
All right.
Right. You begin to spar with him as he begins to go through the different forms of the weapon, teaching you how to use it.
Nice.
And training you how to effectively switch between weapons in combat as he begins to tutor you
Nice.
through the night.
Definitely have the mental image of Yoshiko not being able to hold the kanabo for a while. This thing is like half her size.
Yeah. Between every weapon, as he teaches you about it, he has you touch the shrine, and it shows similar things where it shows for the Kusarigama, the storms on the mountain that they represent, the heavy thunderstorms and rain, the winded fans that are wind storms that can sweep through, and then the Nagamaki that represents the fury of blizzards and snowstorms on the coldness mountain. And after not too long, being that you are spiritually connected to your ancestor and with his guidance, pretty much learn his, or have his muscle memory almost transferred over to you, that you soon learn and have effectively mastered the weapon. And for what feels like to you about 3 weeks of time, but to everyone else is about an hour.
So she's just been meditating. In my head canon, she's like, occasionally she'll just be like randomly like throw like
Kind of like walks into like poker and just get punched in the face.
yeah, that kind of, she's just like screaming and shouting every like 10 minutes, just like once. Like, yeah! It just goes back to just meditation.
Nobody can shake her. Everybody's trying to see how close they can get and what items they can stack on her head.
All right, I'll take bets with you.
All right.
I can put
As
I
she-
can put 3 books on her head before she punches me.
You put the first book on and she like steps back and like knocks the book off. It, like lands on your foot.
After 14 of these moments, I am on the floor, barely alive. Okay, 10 shillings.
10 is
All right. You are back with the rest of the group.
Before Yoshiko cuts back, I imagine she would try to approach Kobu about her current predicament. So I imagine we end the training session, he's kind of like, okay, bye. And Yoshiko's like, I'm not good at these things, and I have some questions for you. I need that advice right about now.
I'll answer anything I can.
So, you know how we keep our village secret? What are y'all laughing at?
Nothing. Keep going. Nothing.
They're just echoes of laughter. We're supposed to keep our village secret, but with the current predicament that we're in, we need to speak with a man named Lord Geralf. The issue is that he is actively threatened to the village, and I don't want to talk to him, but we have to ask him to postpone the vote. I'm really scared to be here. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to be in this area, but we have to be. What do I do?
I would say if your instincts tell you not to trust him, then don't. Don't trust him with any of that information.
I'm not going to trust him with any of it, but I'm concerned about how I'm supposed to help my party without revealing any of that.
You could try to find something else that would be of value to him. What does he value above everything else?
Himself?
Get him a mirror. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Anything else?
His daughter mentioned he studies Undead.
Offer to help him in his studies. See if your party can exchange use for his help.
I'll mention it. Maybe there's something we could do. The bear idea actually isn't a bad idea. Well, I have some ideas. I guess it's nice to have you a little bit closer instead of feeling so far away.
It's nice to be close.
Yoshiko will end the vision with that. Surrounded by piles of books and probably broken glass.
Yeah. As like you come back to, as like Calvin's like balancing a 4th book on your head.
Does privacy mean nothing to any of you? Is everyone in my room?
I'm like behind you holding a book, and I'm like, no. And I put it.
That's what I thought.
Alright.
It's a good question. She's probably not.
Alrighty
We paid for
then.
enough beds for all of us. So
3 rooms, so I assume everybody would have to pair up with someone. That was the original assumption.
I assume we're together. Just because, you know.
Like-minded spirits. I see your purple eyes, I imagine. Just,
Yep. Hey, to be fair, Princip is the most charismatic of all.
he's the most charismatic, but he's a bastard. Who
We
does
never
things
said him
that
being
are chaotic.
charismatic was a good thing.
I need someone with like a stable mind and a couple more brain cells.
I am the smartest one. He is.
Just because you're smart doesn't mean you are smart. All right, I'm gonna go buy a barrel of alcohol.
A barrel?
I
A
mean,
barrel.
I
Listen,
will-
listen. Number 1 rule: when you are showing up to someone's place,
Bring
you
the gift.
bring gifts. alcohol. And I go downstairs.
So you're not drinking
Okay.
it, we're giving it away.
What size cask are you wanting? You want like a full-size cask or like a small cask?
Fair.
A full-size cask would probably
I'll
be
give you this
better.
one.
Full-size cask would be 20 gold.
Oh, yes, full-size cask. This is best stuff.
Do I?
Okay. The best stuff, that's going to be about 50 gold, and it's really high-quality mead.
Grabbing that.
Okay. You guys have a full, like, 80-pound cask.
Not for you.
You walk back into the room holding this thing like this is about the size of you, I assume.
Yes, everything is the size of me when you're like 4 foot.
Drool. Like, look.
Oh, and for reference, the cask itself is what's 80 pounds, not the liquid within it. The liquid within it would be more.
Rolling.
This thing would be like 140 pounds.
Yoshiko's gonna get not even an inch before she's like, Cairo, I don't have a strength score.
I don't either. Yo,
I'm gonna make you carry this.
All right.
Let's hook it up to Daisy. She
yeah,
can carry it,
that's-
right?
We can throw it on the back of Daisy.
I can do that.
The hard part is not throwing your backs out while getting it on Daisy.
Yeah.
Roll for permanent back damage.
You got 2.5,
I'm not
man.
that.
Well,
I just don't have high strength.
You half man.
but you're
Depends on how you lift.
I'm
No, you technically have
Remember to lift with your
Alright.
back, boys.
1,
Yes.
2, 3. How many people are inside you? You have like basically 8 guys. Because I am. That was a long joke. That was stupid.
That was a bad joke.
That was a very bad one.
Oh, I can't win them all. Sorry. What's happening? What?
Huh? Okay.
So
You're not just dating one robot with him, you're dating 8.
are you going to
10,
go
yeah.
in with us? You don't have to.
You have an opinion on this, Miss Ella. I haven't heard yours.
Is she even here?
Yeah.
Am I here?
Okay, you know what?
That's a better
Officially
question.
stating that we are convening in Yoshiko's room and closing the door.
Wait. Who?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
All of us, the party is having an official meeting before we go into
Someone
this
goes over and
death
duct
trap.
tapes the door closed.
And
so
yes,
you can't
are
just
you
walk
there?
out.
I would assume we've met up and.
Yeah.
Let's just assume.
Okay.
Basic idea of what I don't like about all of this is Geralt has said he wants access to my family's holy water tea, is not willing to pay for it. That was tried. All of my village elders don't like this man because the essential back and forth via letter was frick you on both sides. So his response was, the Nightmare Wastes are under my control, therefore your village is under my control. So if he ever knew what I was or who I was, we would have issues.
Then probably don't go.
I'm just gonna look at the guy.
I can agree to it.
So that's it.
Speedwell prints up on the inside. Please go. I want to know what happens if he finds out.
I don't want to go. I hate politics, and I.
Would it be extremely funny if you went? Yes.
Possibly.
Are you trying to get her arrested?
I'm not
also
interested in
don't
it being
know-
funny.
If I could hold back punching this man in the face.
See, that's the
that
funny
too.
part.
No.
You see?
No.
That's what
That's the
Matilda
problem.
is here for.
No.
That's what I'm here for. And I pull out chest plate armor. Ah, you're wrong thing again.
I did give him his IOU coin back to keep me from hurting someone.
I twiddle it in my fingers. Thank you, magic ghost. It's too big to twiddle in the fingers.
So
Screw you,
the
Joe.
benefits of me being there is if anybody decides to talk about something they shouldn't, I can hopefully prevent that. I'd like to think that y'all wouldn't say anything.
No.
Thank you.
They have Johan. He can be intelligent.
Thank you.
We have a bunch of intelligence here. Come on.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 10 times
No.
the intelligence.
I just don't know if it's fair to leave Johan with Princip and Calvin.
Like, I can take care of myself when the moment arises. I can.
That's not the issue.
I'm holding up 3
The
bottles of. I don't know
issue is
these
that
guys.
you could be arrested, and he can't save you in this because
He has no
the
jurisdiction
leader doesn't
here.
like the
No.
church.
Great, lovely.
I
got
will.
this.
I will be there to be
But
there.
he's a vampire hunter.
Doesn't matter. He's part of the
Gareth
church.
will like him.
He does hate
He may not
undead.
like the church, but he'll like Johan.
My.
Just don't say it for.
To be fair, his entire personality does revolve around vampire hunting. They would
And the
bond.
church.
That's not
It's either
entirely.
vampires or the
He does
church.
like beef stew. I apologize. We established that.
I like food.
Do we know what time of day this lady's coming to get us?
No.
No.
Lunch, brunch,
Lunch.
eventually.
What time is it right now?
It's probably like 9 in the morning.
So we have some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
So we have some time to kill.
No.
No.
I look at you. We have an unfinished fight that we've never done.
Oh my god.
There's no time for fighting.
Usually we literally just said we had time for fighting.
That's not the. No.
You can fight after talking.
We have time to
the leader.
figure out.
Oh,
I
fine.
wouldn't be allowed to use my wings. That's not fair.
Sure.
You want me to hit you with my full
Okay.
force, or fine?
Okay, we can.
She just decks you in the face.
Yoshiko is just ready to explode at any
Alright.
moment. Bits and pieces of just absolute stress.
Every soul put into a just slap across the face.
Someone stop me. I'm gonna keep suggesting bad ideas.
Bad ideas.
Yeah, sure.
You might have to be the one to speak.
That was the plan.
That was
He
really
is
the
the one
plan.
to speak.
Yeah, bad idea. But
The fact that your guys' best plan involves him being the spokesperson should tell you what situation you're in right now.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I would also like to mention that we are not going to even allude to the fact that we know what my village is, or
No.
where it is, or anything else.
no.
You will not speak of it.
Can I speak of magical bird ladies?
No.
What? Alright,
I don't want to be rotisserie chicken.
Why?
that's funny.
Why would you ever bring that up in the first place?
Hey, conversation can go anywhere, mate.
It's a conversation starter.
It's a
to say the least.
conversation starter. Hey, you ever see those magical winged things? Birds. Anyway, they're getting ahead of myself.
We're gonna get arrested.
You think if we hit Cairo over the head enough times, we can get him to reset to a better
I
personality?
don't think
I
that's
think we
how
can
it
do that
works.
with Calvin too.
What if we
Hey,
tried
wait.
hitting Cairo over the head with Cal?
Let's not get Who said that? One of the
I
ghosts is
feel
like
like there's
kicking
a
through a
lot of
wall.
aggression against this side of the table.
The
Yeah.
pirate ghost that stole all your money
We're going to go
yesterday?
talk to him, just us two then.
Yeah.
I would like
I-
to remind you the last time you interacted with an official when your eyes were purple, you tried to steal from him.
And became best friends with him.
What?
No, he still hates you.
No, he doesn't.
He apologized, but that does not mean you're best friends. You guys are on like colleague kind of terms. You
Hey,
work in the
he
same
could call it a
office.
favor.
You got out of it because of him.
Hey, but we
And?
still got out of it.
He can't save you this time.
Who says we need saving?
History.
You're gonna get arrested, and I'm not saving
I'm not
you.
even
Val.
gonna try.
Okay.
You're making this.
First things
Get your
first.
making-
hands again.
You're making my decision very easy.
First
You're
things
making the
first.
decision very easy.
I say. What are we talking to this guy about again?
Stopping the election.
Right.
The election while we deal with Lady Vesna.
Why do we have to deal with Lady Vesna DeVoe?
Vampire.
Because she's a
Because
vampire.
she's just a vampire, that's it. Who's Vesna DeVoe?
We're dead.
How much wine has he had
This
this
is why
morning?
You know what?
he's the one to speak. I'm the one to steer us to the right topic.
Look, if I go,
Don't go.
no,
No, you know.
going to say this in such a way where it doesn't sound like D&D speak. I have a +4 to charisma, and I have proficiency in persuasion. So at this point, am I a better option, assuming that we don't mention anything about the fact that I'm a bird?
I have a
anymore?
I have
Why
a plus
you're a bird?
I have a +6 to persuasion and I'm a +3.
How do
I
you
got
have
a
a
plus. I got a
+6?
plus
Paladin.
5. How did you? What?
He's a
No,
paladin.
hold
Paladins
on.
are charisma based.
I understand this,
really
but how do you have a stat above a 20?
I don't.
It's his proficiency as well.
My proficiency.
I got a
I've
plus
got a
five.
-1. I think I'm perfect
So I
for
have a
this
plus
situation.
I got a +5. I can talk my way in quite a bit.
Did you not hear me
and I got
tell the
plus-
souls of the party
You
last night?
tinker with
Yeah.
robotic horses and guns.
Yeah.
You have multiple personalities based on the day.
Yeah.
You have autism.
I don't have autism. I am autistic. Get
Called
it right.
schizophrenia, guys. You're the one with
Yeah, I
autism.
was
No.
gonna say,
It's a system.
multiple personalities.
Okay.
That's a disorder.
I appreciate it. I get it. Anyway, you shouldn't go just because.
We have to somehow hide
So,
your wings.
as
Alright.
unofficial leader of the group, I'm going to.
Aurora's passed out.
I'm going to put my foot down on things. Marcella, you can watch her and make sure she doesn't get killed.
What happened to our conversation yesterday where you were insistent I went?
I changed my mind.
I'm so glad you decided not to use my village as a bargaining chip.
That was not what was going to happen.
However, now you brought it up to my knowledge.
And then Marcella stabbed,
You're-
right in the neck joint of his armor.
She's misrepresenting what I was saying.
He was doing the same thing. It was his fetching idea in the first place.
Now let's not go
No, it wasn't a bargaining chip. It was.
Let's not bicker and argue over who
We
kills
were
who.
arguing about
I'm
what is this
so
about
glad.
bargaining chips?
Huh?
What?
The original
I
idea
was
was that
simply
I traded trade routes
suggesting
with this
that
guy.
our village not be
Why?
I
completely
feel so
off the table.
vindicated now that Marcella's here.
What?
Because we don't know the full story.
Yeah.
I told you the full story.
We know one side of the story.
What was
We
her
know
side
the
of
full
story?
side of your
Okay,
story.
so we give
I'm
up Dawn's
sorry.
Rest with your mother
But
in
how
it
am I
then.
untrustworthy in any way,
What?
shape, or form?
Is that no different?
That is
How
different.
many times
because
have I almost died for you guys?
it is different because
He's
he's
just
not,
sitting in
he's
the
not
drop.
threatening.
There's just like some.
Dawn's
There's
Rest
like
is
some
not
ghost in the
at
corner
risk
looking
from
at his
this
watch.
guy. The difference is Dawn's Rest is not at risk from this guy.
I'm kidding. The ghosts don't go in people's rooms.
He doesn't like the church. That doesn't mean he's gonna go to war with us, and he's not gonna attack us.
You don't know that.
He's not. He sounds like he's an idiot, but he's not stupid.
Are you sure?
Me?
Yes. No. Yes. But, yes, but no.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Gareth.
Have you met him before?
No, but from what I've heard,
So he could be more stupid than what you've heard.
I don't know.
He clearly cares more about the undead than his own people, so...
Which is the only reason why
No.
we don't know that.
Well, you weren't there for that conversation. We did meet the daughter, and he mentioned she mentioned that part of the reason he's so obsessed with undead is he is trying to cure it. So
But we
this
don't
is
know
the entire
why.
thing that started the whole. Should
But we don't know
start
why
trade
he's so
routes?
obsessed with curing it.
Is
So
it
whatever the reason is that he's trying to
think
cure it,
I have an
he's still
idea, but it's
suspicious.
I do too.
unconfirmed.
I don't.
I think we may have
Which is
a
why
similar idea.
I'm impressed that you
He has a
are
daughter.
putting her village at risk for a bargaining chip
I'm
that you
not.
don't fully trust.
I'm not. I was simply saying it's not. We probably shouldn't take it completely off the table.
Shouldn't even been on the table in the first place.
Thank you.
Just a ghost.
And when you're
Yeah,
telling the story.
This is what I get for going.
Yeah, they did actually do a beautiful rendition of all of our adventures thus far.
Fun.
Very accurate.
Very accurate. Yeah. You saving the
Overly
day
accurate,
each
actually.
time.
Overly
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, I could have toned it back a bit.
All right. So what if
I
we
agree.
offered to do a quest, try to get some form of research for him for his nonsense?
It's a good idea.
It's on the table.
It definitely will work. Shut up.
I'm just gonna put my opinion of this on the table. If any of you mention my village, I'd send you to hell in a heartbeat.
Fair enough.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you're all aware of the stakes. It's not Geralt
And
you
if
need
go
to worry
jail,
about.
we're not
It's
saving
me.
your butts for another 24 hours.
This seems like a conversation I should really be sober for. Can you do the thing?
How did you get drunk off of wine?
My whole bottle is gone.
Beautiful.
You can't be that lightweight.
Alcohol.
But-
Wine has a decent amount of alcohol.
Yeah,
Why'd you get drunk in the first place?
We're sure he needs to be sober for this. He looks like he's in more distress when he's sober.
Do you remember everything now?
Yeah.
Great.
They're getting arrested.
No, we're not.
No,
You know,
we'll be
what
fine.
we
Alright.
could do is we could just me and
So
you
is-
post outside of the building, and if something does go wrong, then we can fly through the windows.
That's what I was about to think.
Okay.
This we just kind of post out the doors or something.
It's just a ghost. Just so you have to show up.
Well, yes, yeah, it's our entitled
Sorry.
duty. Stop easy, where'd you come from?
It's a different
It's like months away.
I would trust it more. But because it's princess, I don't trust it.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I was scheduled to randomly come in here and flicker on and off the lights for 20 minutes.
So we are sending the
Part of
men
my
in.
shift.
Okay, sorry. Who's going in with us?
We are the three of
That's
us.
three of us.
Three of us. You two are sitting out.
Yes.
Just the three
Apparently.
of us.
That makes things easy.
I say we just
We're trying to stop the election
yes.
Yes.
because Vesna DeVoe.
We don't want to risk the vampires taking control of the world.
Are we going to talk about that part too?
I
that kind of
think
like our
if we're
initial-
straightforward about that, but
Yeah.
I have
I feel like we need to keep some information out.
We're not going to tell them about Kiana.
We don't have to talk
I-
about
I'm
that.
basing
We don't even
everything
have to
I just-
mention Vesna. We could just say
Vesna.
that there's vampire influence within the election, and we have proof.
That's what I need.
Do we have any? Sorry, and then what are the
Because we don't-
bargaining chips? Do we
Yes.
have none?
I
We
can
do a quest
say
for him.
Southgate.
we're basically going to
Dragons.
offer to try to do some kind of quest to help with his research.
Deal.
We can do that, and we can also say that Lord Folkvar is backing us.
And what after all this he says no?
Then I'm sending
Well.
Yoshiko to kill him.
And you say I'm the crazy one.
I
Let's-
didn't say no.
I tiptoe over to the side.
Now,
I tiptoe back.
Nothing else.
now I will not lose a lick of
Deal with it
sleep
then.
if that man dies. However, we should be careful because if we kill him the wrong way, it could start a war.
I don't want to orphan
Just
his dog.
Because we're technically a group working under the orders of the church,
And
If
with
we-
the support of Lord Folkvar.
Lord Folkvar. If we kill him,
Caught.
That's easy for you to say.
yes,
Exactly. Don't
but
get
there's
caught.
6 of us, and we're idiots.
Oh,
We're all very distinctive.
speak
Yeah,
for yourself, mate.
I'm
Oh,
speaking for
pirate.
you.
I hate to say it, but I think you might be right.
So, if we kill him, we have to be absolutely sure that it does not come back to us, and I don't really have a lot of confidence in that.
All right. Well, we've
So if he tells us no, we walk out.
and then plan
And
to
then-
kill him later.
Then what's the plan of stopping the election then? He's our one and only plan.
That's
Then-
that's
If
that's
he
plan B.
dies,
That
Is
is
the
please
election
kill
will
him.
be-
plan B is kill him.
In a way, kill him!
I like plan B.
Plan B is our
see
artificer
no
has
reason
8
why
pounds
we
of
can't
gunpowder in
wait.
his back pocket.
Are we? Yeah.
I just said it faster. It's plan B anyways.
You were talking about
Plan B
rushing in
sound-
and doing it
Plan
while
B
we're in
stands
there.
for bomb.
One
Yeah.
thing you could take into consideration is if he's like, I don't really want to postpone the election because I think I'm going to win, convince him he's not. You all have high charisma, except for you, apparently.
I
So,
got high charisma.
Oh, talking about him.
I know. I'm saying I got high.
Yeah.
So do I.
You all have high
so
charisma except for
talk
me.
him out
You
of
have the
thinking
high
he's
IQ.
going to win.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't know, use statistics. Go
What?
pull some people.
I think an arrogant man like him will not listen to numbers.
I'm just okay,
Let's
we're wrong.
let's
Unless I'm wrong.
Just
let's stick with the
convince-
current plan. If if he says no to so current plan is go and ask him if he wants to stop the election, give him our offers, and if he says yes, cool, done. Second plan is we kill him. Or plan C.
Out of this room.
Why don't we run for election?
That's an option.
Is it an option?
Not
Days?
18 days, 17 days before the election.
So
Oh, right, it is
technically,
really
anybody
can't.
who is a current noble or of noble lineage could attempt to run, but you will be voted on by other nobles.
Gotcha.
So the only one who could run is technically, or me.
Wait, so we do have viable
Are you
options?
noble?
Are you noble?
My dad was a knight.
Doesn't
Which
mean
would,
you're noble.
knight classification in the church would qualify him, yes.
So,
So
And
the
I'm
three
a-
of us could potentially run. I'd have to go convince Lord Folkvar.
okay. That's plan.
That's like Plan Z.
Okay, that's plan Z.
Oh wait, do we count as postponing the election if we just jump in and vote to postpone it? Would that be majority?
No.
No.
Thank the heavens, I did not want to deal with that.
Like, no.
All of a sudden, this is politics.
I say we just
Because,
stick to.
because
to plan A.
you'd have to get a significant portion of the population of lords in an area or ladies to vote for you as a candidate to become a candidate to be able to be a candidate.
None of us have the notoriety.
Yeah, no one likes you guys,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Only Southgate likes
We kind of show up.
I'm
we-
sorry, what the-
We do things and then leave.
Say, how is no one like us? We've saved the world so many times.
Yes, but they don't.
section.
No one knows.
They don't
knows.
know that.
Okay.
Says who?
I mean, Southgate
he
does.
says our story everywhere he goes.
There's a lot
But
of
he,
people.
but he lies.
Okay, let's stick to plan A. If things get hairy, go to plan B. What are you guys
The
doing?
main
then?
problem with that problem is that you wouldn't have enough time to get the word out to all the different places
we
that you
have-
guys have been and have connections.
If we get it delayed, depending on how far we get it delayed, we can talk. But until then,
I think that's technically election fraud at that point, though.
Yeah.
Allowing you just to be able to run.
We've probably committed far more crimes than election
say.
fraud is kind of okay.
however,
Alright, so-
that one's big enough that we probably wouldn't get away with it.
Okay.
Anyway,
Stick to plan A
Plan A. We'll talk about Plan B when we
when we
cross
get
that
there.
bridge.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go
Burn the
ahead and
bridge when we
fast
get to
forward
it.
here to when Eloise has arrived at the tavern, and you guys.
I'm hammered. I told you to do the thing to me
Are you
again when she
nervous?
gets here.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, and tell them I'm just drinking. I spend 5 gold on alcohol.
So,
Dang.
when it comes time, a ghost sticks its head through the door and says, there is a young lady named Eloise Garoff downstairs waiting for you. Sounds important. Sticks his head back through the
That's
door.
important.
Oh, is it time already?
It is.
Oh,
Get your game face on.
oh.
My game
Wow.
face involves
I just take a swig and toss the bottle to the side.
his game face
Right.
involves whiskey.
Oh,
I think we're gonna be okay.
oh. I get up. I walk out the door.
All right.
Watch from outside. You
So,
guys can.
who
Yeah,
all
dwarf
is
can-
going with Eloise?
The three of us.
Okay.
Those two are gonna
Good gift.
watch from the distance.
Don't know
Okay. You
Probably
three
good that you don't know
step down to the floor of the tavern.
I would play
As
along.
Eloise looks at you guys and says, "Is it just going to be you three, or
Just the three of us.
The others are having
Girl time.
girl time.
And then go day.
all right?" It's a bit of a shame, I guess, but
Awful liars.
some guests are better than none.
She believed it.
Shall we get going?
Yes, let's get going.
I
You can
how
tell
she
she's a
doesn't-
little bit crushed because she was hoping to get to spend more time with the entire adventure party.
Oh,
Oh,
afterwards.
poor lass.
Caused it.
Afterwards.
Wow, really? I feel so
Well-
heartbroken over protecting my life and limb.
Make sure
Well.
Yoshiko doesn't die.
I like how she doesn't even try to check if we're lying. She just believes us.
We've given her no reason.
And I rolled deception, and it was like,
Don't tell him.
This-
Do we have to
so-
roll a deception now? Do it?
So
no, but I went to
Eloise,
check.
by the way, in this
two.
instance, because she's now on more of a noble duty, instead of wearing her simple cloth attire that she normally wears, she's wearing a very fancy noble woman's dress that has like some puffy sleeves and is like tight with a
Are we in our best race?
what do they call? My brain just broke.
What's
A
that?
corset?
corset. Thank you. With a corset around her, and it is a deep blue, and the corset is like a nice brown leather.
I look over at Johan. Probably should have spent the last few hours polishing your armor. It's not bright enough in this situation.
I should have been polishing my moon silver.
As you
armor.
say that, there's like a guy who's walking by holding a mug and he's like swaying a little bit, and like the light reflects off of your armor and hits his eyes. You see like trips from not seeing something. It hits the ground.
Yeah, no, I would have done way more to him if he was clean. Oh, poor guy. Anyway,
And
let's go.
hand to Cairo, who is just scuffed up dull metal.
I got soot all over.
Rusty.
Bits of gunpowder here and there.
A few holes in my leather trench coat.
Yeah.
Fine.
Calvin's literally just in like a shirtless,
Sleeveless vest.
Yeah, a sleeveless vest and just like capris. No shoes. He doesn't know where he left
Huge
them.
scar across his bare chest.
Big ol' hat.
I spent so much money on nice clothes for him.
Hey,
Immediately ruined them.
yeah.
I'm ready.
Are you?
Are you?
Right.
Somehow I'm the nicest dressed.
Somehow.
But you're criticizing me.
If you want. If you want.
Right. Shall we be off then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
As-
die.
Are we trying to hide?
No, no.
Yes, I got a nat 20.
I'm going to cast entropy on myself. And see if we can
Wow.
get this
I was gonna
As
say, can you
her
pass
and
that
her
on us?
personal guardsman and her guest walk you guys towards the center of town and Lord Geralf's manor.
We get out the door like, oh, the cask.
Beautiful entropy.
Run back, grab the cask, load it on Daisy. Okay, we're good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll give very kind of you.
I was like, oh, are we giving gifts right now?
No.
We're bringing it there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
We're on our way.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry. I had a couple of drinks on my another bottle.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I
As-
checked the cask. Okay, it's still full.
Yeah.
As you guys arrive out front of his home, you can see that this manor is incredibly elaborately constructed, and it looks to have probably 4 levels to it. And then with the potential of a basement that would be like the wine cellar or where he would store foods and other things like that.
Prisoners.
As you step up, you can see that there are several servants ready as they open the door for you guys as you walk in, and there's a long, deep maroon carpet that winds through the halls and leads to the dining room as you guys walk, and you can tell Eloise is kind of trying to hold herself back from barraging you guys with questions about your story from last night.
Do I notice her
Yes.
looking at? I do notice
Yeah,
that.
she's like slightly shaking.
I-
She's trying to keep her like noblewoman persona.
Oh my gosh,
I like
look
try
at
to keep it
Exactly.
quiet because I know we're kind of like a serious like situation. If I
It's
lean
like
over-
extreme excitement.
I'm like, you can ask questions if you like, and I just smile and keep walking.
She tries to keep her composure, but she does smile. And that, like just a big grin comes onto her face. And then like as you're walking to the hall, how many werewolves have you killed?
At least 17.
That's incredible.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that there's a decent number?
It might be accurate. Or be close.
Pretty close.
As a group.
As a group, I guess we did do the
As a
whole
group,
like
that's probably
dungeon
about
thing.
accurate, honestly. At least 17, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's about
Personally,
10 just
Yeah, first one to find the
den.
number wins.
There's 4, and there's another 4, 5 actually. In the
Yeah.
boss fight. Not counting the den brothers, so
Yeah. Probably around that.
Okay, all right. It was.
Anyways,
It's a little exaggerated, but
as
not
you
by
guys step into the dining room, you see at the end of the table, sitting in the chair at the end, there is a man who has a sharp jawline. He's got a very nice, kempt, fine beard that is at the length where it looks like more of a like 5 o'clock shadow than anything, but it's uniformly taken care of. His hair is a deep brown, and his eyes are a bright green.
Wonder who this is.
He sits observing you with intense but intelligent eyes, as he seems to be studying all of you the moment he's looking at you. It's almost as though his eyes are piercing to your soul and trying to examine what worth you would be of.
I stare him back, thinking the same thing.
I also stared back because who is he?
Yeah,
He is
exactly.
dressed
Who
in,
is this guy?
he's dressed in very fine, deep green robes that are almost like a deep emerald green. They have wolf fur along his shoulders and around his neck on this collared shirt. And there is a cape of fur that goes down the back of it. On his left hand, you can see 4 gold rings, and on his right hand, 3 platinum rings, each with different gemstones adorned on them.
Is it safe to assume that this is the guy, right? Yes.
Yes, there is a crown on his head.
Crown.
A crown.
Yes, there is a...
Did Lord Folkvar have
Yeah,
a crown?
Folkvar had a crown.
Okay.
He's the king of dwarves.
Did he?
He was the dwarf king. I almost had a crown.
The crown is less of like a full-on crown, but more of like a circlet. It is a band of copper that comes around, and then there are 5 gems in the front of it, 2 that are white diamonds, 2 that are onyx, and 1 that is a blood red ruby in the center. Each of them are
Ruby.
about that big around.
Blood red ruby.
No.
Go on. No, sorry.
As you step in, he says, "Welcome, my honored guests. You must be the Oath Keepers.
I do a bow.
Same.
Obviously, yes.
Same.
I assume that not all of your group was able to join us, as from what I understand, there are 6 members of your group
Yes.
and a robotic horse.
Yes.
And a few dwarves
So,
here and there.
7, if you will.
You brought Daisy in, didn't you?
No.
The little horse is
I
just
got-
there.
Do you? I'm
Oh,
assuming you have
you see like 3 servants like carrying the cask in, set it down, and then like bow to you as they like walk off winded, and one of them's like stretching his back.
Oh, sorry, are we doing gifts right now? I reach into my I make sure it's my bag of holding this time. I reach in and pull out, I have just like a massive barrel of booze. And I take
Pull
it
out
out.
the kegs. That
Yeah, and I set that down with it and gesture as I kind of go back into place.
Is it empty?
This one has alcohol in it.
He smiles at your guys' gesture.
And I also take out the holy water smoke grenade and put it on top.
And
Oh,
what
not to be
propels that
outdone.
device?
This is a smoke grenade. You pull this pin, you throw it, and it unleashes a cloud of smoke that is infused with holy water. I think you'll find that
Impressive.
interesting.
I will have fun dismantling that and learning its secrets later. Thank you.
That seemed out of character. That seemed like a dig. That's
Now,
Anyways, continue.
let us feast. As he moves his hands out, doors to both sides of him open up. This table, by the way, that you guys are on is like 50 feet long.
I assume we're just like at the very
Yeah,
opposite.
your like chairs are all at the opposite, and then there's no extra chairs set up. There's just the 6 for your guys' side, 3 on each side. No one at the back end. Actually, at the back end is Eloise. She has the opposite end to him to sit halfway between the group,
He wants
and then he's at the very far end.
her, or are we like in the middle?
It's what she prefers
Right.
because she likes to sit next to adventurers and talk to them.
Fair enough.
Oh no.
Usually.
So
right next to
as
it,
the
okay.
servants
Just
bring in the
something
food and begin
conversation
placing it
easy.
all across
Yeah.
the table, you can see that they bring in a full boar, sit it down, apple in its mouth. It looks like they've pit roasted it. There are tons of different kinds of pies, potatoes, and different kinds of vegetables, some of which you've never seen before.
He's a lord.
Well.
Yeah.
Back behind
We've got
him,
like pies and we're
you
sitting on a
notice
bench.
there is a portrait,
Death smash cut.
a big family portrait with 3 figures in it. One is a younger version of Lord Geralt and his infant daughter, Eloise. And then to the right of him is a figure that looks almost exactly like Eloise, but older. Any reason must have been her mother.
We're thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
we have the same thought.
Yeah.
Don't start with a tragic backstory.
We can start where we want to. You're not here.
No, we're just outside
Now.
the window eating our pies, trying to look
Yeah,
at
you
it.
guys are like, you're both flying and like peeking in through the windows and just
And
watching.
we're just eating
Feel
our
free to
pies.
begin eating as you wish. And as we do, I would like to inquire as to the matter of why it is that you have come to talk with me. My daughter tells me that you have a matter of importance that involves a Lord Folkvar of the South.
Yes. We've come on important business that has to do with the election. We need to delay it. And we have Lord Folkvar's back.
And why, pray tell, would we want to delay the election?
We believe that there is a cult of vampires that might compromise the election.
You say might. But with the church being the ones who host the elections, Point and Dawn's Rest, and with their supposed strength and abilities in dealing with these things, why would there be any issues if the vampire cult said that they were going to try and mess with it? Especially when we have the watchful gaze of the angels watching over us.
Get me
Sidebar really quick.
We're prepared for that.
This vampire cult has a magical artifact that can control people without them realizing it. We are on the trail, but we need more time, and 17 days is not enough time to get to where we need to go to do what we need to do.
And you want me to vote to postpone, to give
Yes.
you more time.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of the rules of how this works, where you would need a majority.
We have Lord Folkvar, and he has talked to what was her name?
Lady Kivana.
Lady Kivana, and they've both agreed to postpone if you do.
And the power is in my hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Out of character. What a douche. Like, go. I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt,
So
but
bad.
never mind.
Y'all are so lucky Yoshi's
And-
not here. Think it's just
Pray tell.
Oh.
And again, how will this be an issue if the election is held in Dawn's Rest? Couldn't the election happen and then whoever becomes High Lord be able to deal with the problem themselves?
Not if the High Lord elect is unknowingly influenced before the election even starts.
Or maybe the church could go and do their job.
What do you think I'm here doing?
I think we both know that the church.
I thought you might be a church boy.
Oh, exposed yourself.
I have my
Yeah.
sigil.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
have
not
a
hiding.
thing.
I have
on
my
you.
amulet. I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
Got nothing to hide about.
You're probably wondering why I don't allow them in my city.
Probably wondering why I brought you. Why?
Yeah,
I think they're inefficient, and I think that they don't focus on what really needs to be done.
Mm.
And what do you think needs to be done?
I think we need somebody who has the strong will and knows that there needs to be a certain edge of brutality and mercilessness brought to those that would threaten the people of Mistrid.
I can agree with this, but the Church of Kiana has a goal of helping people, not just punishing those ne'er-do-wells.
Oh, I am aware of that. And I do think that they have issues as well in that department. For example, while I am researching a way to reverse the undead curse and hopefully be able to revert people from zombies if they are infected while they were still alive, not brought back after they've already been dead, to potentially be able to restore them back to their living state. The church would rather massacre them all to prevent the spread of infection, believing that it's not possible.
Is that not what your city does as well, for now? You deal
An
with more
unfortunate
hordes than the rest of
necessary
the
evil.
world.
But we are in the process of trying to prevent that from having to be the case.
And how long have you been working on a cure?
About 3 years now.
Only 3. Okay.
My main setback is a lack of variety of samples to work with.
What samples are you working with currently?
I will show you after dinner, actually. No sense in ruining your appetite now, but I can take you to my lab and show you what I've been working on.
Promise. My appetite won't be ruined.
I mean, I do have several undead specimen in the lab currently, chained up, and you don't need to see flesh rotting off of people before we eat.
Fair enough. You're just vibing.
In my mind, I'm like,
So-
they're talking. What am I doing here?
You're too dog.
I am feeling a bit generous today, and I am in a bit of a good mood. So I want you to tell me, what would you do with that time if I were to vote to postpone?
We have a lead on where this cult is based, and
Who they are.
with that team of who they are, potentially. With that time, we would infiltrate their base of
Operations.
operations. Thanks, I was going to say organization. That's not right. Their base of operations, and at the very least, take back this artifact to unshackle the elections. At the very least, if we can't kill them all.
Ideally, we kill them all.
Well, when I am elected, you do have my full support in that endeavor.
And what if you're unknowingly affected before or after you are elected?
And how, pray tell, would they influence the election? The watchful gaze of the angels.
The artifact was under watch of the angels. We both know that the church is not infallible.
So you're saying that the church failed and allowed a powerful artifact that allows them to mind control people to be taken
I mean, technically, it
and
wasn't
fall
the
into the
church,
hands of
it was
this
the church.
vampiric cult. He glares at you as he says this.
All while under the distraction of a massive zombie horde that even this great city would struggle with.
I've heard the story of the recent siege of Dawn's Rest by the lich who called himself Dawnbreaker.
Yeah. We both know that undead are a joke. As much as they can be an issue, at the end
Well,
of the
their
day,
brains have rotted away, leaving them unintelligent and easy to predict. But I do think if I was in their position, I could have handled the 3,000 undead,
they did.
as well as kept the artifact from falling out of my hands.
I'm sure.
Especially when you have an entire garrison of angels there. People who say that they specialize in
We're
this.
lying right now, right? We're like fibbing a bit right now, right? Withholding.
You're not giving him.
And he's
all
just
the-
not getting all
and
the
he's
information.
right, and he's just too arrogant to like actually vet us.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm just understanding the
So,
situation.
Yes. Yes, that is what's happening. He is undermining you guys.
I do feel that if I was to go out of my way to delay this election, that I will most definitely be winning.
Certainly won't hurt your
And-
chances.
Preventing myself from taking the mantle of High Lord of Mistrid. I do feel as though I would be entitled to compensation for such thing. As part of a deal of trust, if you will. And I will make it more favorable than just merely voting to help. You see, there are a few things that I find great interest in. One is the potential to gain valuable assets from my research. There is a frost giant that has been causing some issues recently, and I want to run some experiments on him.
Experiments.
So one of my options for you is you could go and capture a frost giant alive for me. Bring it here. We will imprison it, strap it down, and we will infect it with the virus that will turn it into an undead zombie, and I can research it and attempt to revert it. That would be an incredibly valuable asset for me. Do that, and I will not only vote for you, but when the time comes and I am High Lord, I will grant you all title of Lord and give you all property. And then I will aid you in any way you need on your quest to do vampires.
As a non-player and a #1 fan, I am very much an advocate for frost giants. They are people too.
No, they're not.
The guard pipes up and says that, and he gets immediately shot and just like dragged out of the room.
That was not in character.
The second option,
Picking up the
because
pin.
I am generous and I know that your group may not have the stomach to try and do that, or the current capabilities and strength required.
You bastard.
You are so
The
lucky
second
you're
option
there.
is that there is a mythical source of holy water that I've heard about, located in the center of the Nightmare Wastes. It would be a great asset of me to my research, having an infinite supply of holy water to be able to use. Because currently the serum I have been developing to try and turn someone back involves a great deal of holy water that is condensed down and refined. And I would need a great source of it to be able to continue that processing and research. If you would be willing to venture into the Nightmare Wastes, find this holy water supply that supposedly allows a village that is hidden in the Nightmare Wastes to survive and function. I don't need you to steal anything or attack the village. I just need you to simply tell me where it is, and I will make peaceful negotiations.
So, our two options are to capture a frost giant or hunt down a mythical village in the middle of the Nightmare Wastes.
That may not even exist.
I know, not favorable options, but if you would do that for me, I will do a great service for you.
I
I would
Pull
say
out my
that that
map.
is a fair
Wait,
trade.
something real quick.
Yes, you do have a stone there, I believe.
I do it quieter than what I just did. That's
Would it not be easier to come to a truce with the church and requisition some holy water from them? If they knew what you were working on, surely they would see the importance
That would be a good idea, but it would take a lot of resources and time to send it from where they have it to where I am. And frankly, they would not want to divert so much holy water to my task from what they currently use it for. It would be easier for everyone to have an infinite supply that can be provided not only to me but to the church as a act of goodwill. I'm not even sure infinite holy water would be enough to make up for some of their mistakes.
After realizing what I just realized,
After all-
I put away my map as quickly as
It
possible.
was, after all, it was the failings of the church that resulted in the loss of my wife.
No.
What? What?
Just realized.
Just realized what you were doing.
Are you realizing that I just realized that I literally have a map to your
To her village.
place?
Oh my god.
You're right. We don't say nothing.
Not actually there, but he's just like, oh shoot, I have this map goes to her.
I say it to myself, quiet enough that we're at a huge table. I assume no one hears this.
Oh.
Yeah, but then I like.
Calvin has my entire world on his shoulders.
And we sent.
Anyways, what say you? Or do you have any other offers?
We can talk together as a group. The Frost Giant seems a bit more doable than hunting down a mythical village in the Nightmare Waste of all places.
I would tend to agree.
But we won't be able to come to a decision without the rest of the party together.
Understandable. How about we meet back tomorrow? If that is enough time to give you. Or better yet, if before tomorrow at lunch comes, you come to a decision, feel free to call for my daughter Eloise, and she will relay your answer to me.
Well, it's like midday.
I pipe in. What is it that you want with the election? You want to win, correct? Or you plan on winning? You
I
are
will.
going to win.
Win and be High Lord of Mistrid.
So,
With which I can save Mistrid's people.
and so, do the people already know that you're going to win?
Everyone here does.
From what Kyra knows, what is the general consensus of the rest of who's most likely to win?
Make an intelligence check for me.
Can I do the same?
24.
Go ahead.
So you would know that the four realms of the lords and ladies are fairly even, but the two that are the most favorable is Lady Kivana because of her strong economy that she can bring and her strong focus on trade and protecting trade routes and generating trade routes. And Lady Vesna is the other one who's heavily favored because of how generally peaceful her land is. And
This guy doesn't.
there's generally not many problems over there
Um,
with crime and stuff. There's just not really much crime in her area.
so you said it yourself. The people around here know that you're going to be
High Lord.
the High Lord. Correct.
Yes.
So, say you do stop the election. You stop the election, you make a big announcement because you're trying to get rid of a band of vampires.
Undead that you hate so much. Yes.
Wouldn't the people around the town get overwhelmed with joy at the knowledge that their glorious and fantastic leader has been
Playing of like fiddle.
Going after not only one type of undead, all types of undead. Votes for you skyrocket. then you do immediately become the ruler, and everyone's in praise and awe of you.
Start
Roll a
off.
persuasion check for me.
Can I assist?
Wow.
Come on.
Start off your High Lord. What?
Where's my good dice?
Your reign as High Lord with a bang, so to say. From a high notes.
Get the good one.
Instead of just starting as High Lord as mediocre. Start off position of ease.
A fair argument.
I'm gonna flash a genius, whatever that was.
Joking, no!
Would that assist help?
I would say
So he has advantage?
go ahead and have advantage.
Was it a 1?
Here's a 1.
That's the name of it.
I will give you guys advantage.
He did say it as I went to roll.
Yes, I will give you advantage on the roll.
And then add a plus.
This is too important.
Come on.
Rolls a natural 2.
Dude, oh my gosh. 16 plus 5, 21.
Plus another 5 because I'm doing
26.
that's a genius.
26. That was terrifying. This is terrifying, guys.
This is scarier than.
This
Thought
is
those
scarier
vampires.
than like the werewolves
I
and
will
the
say that
vampires we
is-
fought.
A well put argument
No.
for your point.
And
Of course, we will still try our best to track down and trap this frost giant for you. But think on what we've said.
Definitely will.
This delay could very well benefit you.
and who knows, after a vampire raid, you could even have some vampire experiments to do.
Now, another matter that you might find of interest, and would, to your point, secure me more votes if it was to be done. Long has Folkvar Wolf tried to taunt me for not dealing with what he deems as a matter of importance. A small cult of dragon worshippers has popped up in my lands, but frankly, they are nothing compared to the threat of the undead that my people face every day.
I would agree after
But-
visiting these lands.
If your group was to go and deal with them under my authorization, with my blessing, in the name of the House of Geralf, I would say that could win some points of the hearts of the people. Wouldn't you say?
This is true.
So I think that
I'm scheming.
that might be
There you go.
my
That's
best
me.
course of action, wouldn't you say so? To send a heroic and well-reputed group of adventurers to deal with a dark cult of the dragon. And put the hearts and minds of the people at ease. What say you?
It was a really good thing we had Masella.
Would you be willing? Of course I would properly compensate you.
With proper compensation, we'd gladly deal with the dragon cult in these lands.
Say, I'll vote to postpone the election and give you 2,000 platinum coins.
Platinum?
Is it-
200,000 gold.
Sweet.
No.
I mean, you would
20,000
potentially be
gold.
dealing with the dragon. The cult has to be worshipping something, wouldn't they?
Ooh, there's the kicker. There it is.
Don't we already need to get that?
So I try and offer a fare.
We will talk with the rest of the party, but that does sound like something that we would do.
I know, I want to punch him so
I'm gonna allow
bad.
you guys to deliberate amongst yourselves for just a half a second. Lord Geralt needs to step up and use the restroom.
So 3 of us are talking.
I happen to know a dragonborn.
You're dead.
Am I?
You're dead to us.
I knew this
So-
was going to happen. She hates politics and she was going to punch him.
What are you guys doing in all this?
She's just, they're just kind of
I'm
watching.
picturing that I figure we're listening, but in a side episode, if it really doesn't matter, we can't listen. I imagine
Yeah.
we're just shopping.
Yeah. Press or I can imagine we were either outside of a window or a door being like, what are they talking about? Come on.
This is too important.
I
Or
mean,
if not that.
20,000 gold after.
So
So the 3 options we have, well, 2 options really, because we're not doing the third, is which look for her village, which we're not doing.
well, no, it's just look for the village. We don't actually have to
He
find the
said
village.
to
No.
tell
Tell him the
him where it
location.
is.
Well, yeah, that's
Also, to note,
So
it would
find
be
a village.
40,000 gold.
we don't have.
You can tell them the
To
wrong
tell-
Because
location.
each piece is
Yeah, like we can totally
Dice
play
is
that.
10, 10, 10.
it's
I'm
20 per platinum.
sure he's not that. Even though I
'Cause it-
really want to
'cause
kill
for
him.
After
copper,
this
it's-
conversation, I'm
It's
wondering
10
if he's
coppers, 1
coming.
silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, and then 1 gold, and then 1 platinum is 20 gold.
All right, looking in the world.
Is the conversion.
So the other 2 options is we capture a frost giant.
Which I don't want it. For
Yeah,
his
Frost Giants,
experiments.
lives matter.
It's
I'm
not
allied
for
with Frost Giants.
experiments.
Just
I
shut
don't
up.
Right?
I will throw you out of my house.
Anyway,
the
as-
third is we kill a dragon and its cult.
So we could.
Well, no, what he's saying is the cult and the frost giant.
Doing both of them.
Both?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I understood.
He was saying you could go do the dragon cult.
Instead.
He comes back into the room.
Technically, haven't we already done
Back down.
that? Like, we just do it again.
Sorry
Dragon.
for having to step out, but it's
But
unfortunately
you ran
due to
from
me.
the dragon.
That's not particular argue, but who cares?
So how are we feeling about today's events?
Do you know what type of dragon this dragon cult worships?
I unfortunately do not, though I do know that they, from what I have heard, seem to dwell within the Lost Woods, which are a lot colder and full of snow. So I would assume probably a white dragon, or some form of winter dragon, maybe silver.
We know it's wintergreen.
As a players. Would Cairo
Though some say that they've heard that a green dragon has taken up residency there, which would be uncommon for a green dragon to take up a cold home, but if it wanted to stay hidden, the Lost Woods are a fantastic place to hide.
Cairo thinks it's a cult of Razan, so he doesn't think about the wintergreen.
Well, were we planning on killing the dragon anyway? We can't kill it. We need the fire.
I say we do the.
Oh, okay, this is. Cairo doesn't think it's a wintergreen dragon.
Doesn't.
No.
Okay.
He thinks it's Razan, the Draco Lich that we encountered.
You think it's that?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what Cairo thinks. Because I rolled a 1. So we go to the worst natural thing.
We really can't.
But in that case, Cairo would think, oh, there's no way that the dragon's there because we know it's trapped in the Nightmare Realm.
No, we're not saying that out loud.
No.
So,
So it's just the cultists.
so we're talking about 2 different things, but we think we're talking about the same thing.
I say we just do the ice giant thing, and
Can we?
we can just melt it.
We can't kill it. We gotta
It's
bring it
not
back
made of
alive.
ice.
Right.
That's the
We
problem.
have to trap it.
We could kill it.
We could trap it. Oh, we could trap it.
Do you know how big these things are?
I'd have to make something for that.
We just dig a hole, put a top over it, let the
What's the
snow.
top?
Put a big plastic sheet over, big sheet.
You're an idiot.
We put a big sheet over it and then put snow or leaves or something on it, and then we just like run around it, and then it just falls in. We could trap it. Right?
Lord Geralt is looking at you with absolute amazement at your idea in his eyes. More so the amazement of, how is this guy alive and functioning?
We don't know either.
I'm just saying we could do something. I have a bag that we could just put over its head. And then it
Again,
would
I
just
don't
be
think you
in the
understand
bag.
how big these things can be.
How big? I turned to the guy. How big is one of these things? Roughly.
Depends on how old the dragon is.
Not the
Yeah,
dragon.
yeah.
The
Frost giant.
Frost
Frost giant.
Pardon me.
Just put the sizes on
A frost giant.
I assume it's a giant
it.
creature.
Huge.
That's why I'm saying
Huge, so it's at least 60 feet.
you were thinking about trapping a dragon in a hole
Yes.
with a tarp.
Dragon in the hole?
No, not a dragon. I was thinking ice giant.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
for a second I was like,
No, I'm not that. Though. I may be an idiot, but at least I'm not stupid.
They are typically over 21 feet tall and
Right,
weigh over 800 pounds.
Huge, is at least.
Well, over 8,000 pounds, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we need to come up with some way to transport this. That's my biggest problem with frost.
so we need to capture it, bring it back here.
Why are these three making the decision?
Well,
Because
We sent them.
um,
and yet.
The cell is just banging her head on the wall outside of the header.
Okay, the most logical one, I
I
think,
didn't know
then
there's thunder.
would
There's
be
just blood streaking down the
dragon.
center of her head for how many times she's hit.
kill the
Who says we
We
can't kill
can
the
kill the dragon.
dragon? We can kill the dragon.
dragon. I'm thinking of different dragons.
You're right. Yeah. Out of character, we can kill the winter. But
But we're talking about
yeah, but Rizan, like
You're just like, no, yeah, no, we
we
can't.
can take out the cult. That's fine. The
Again,
dragon's
we
not gonna be there.
I'm not worried about the
basically
cult,
already did
but
that.
if we need to kill the dragon,
Okay, why do you think Rizan's gonna be there?
Do you know the name of the dragon? You said Razan.
We're thinking.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I'm old. We not isn't not Rizan?
Oh,
No, no, it's not. That's a different mythical being you're thinking of.
Well, shit.
Sorry. My friend here is a little old and his CPU is kind of slowing down.
You're just sobbing out.
We're both sobbing.
Comforting each other. A couple of guards walk past and they're just like,
Okay.
So what type of dragon are we talking about then?
He doesn't know.
He said it's either a green, a white, or a silverish dragon.
Ah. Would Kyra make the connection now?
Make a history check.
maybe. No.
My force is an
8.
8. I would say because of the things such as basic context clues, you probably have been able to connect with the information you have that a white or green dragon would probably reference the possibility of there being a winter green dragon in the area.
Do we know how old said dragon is?
Oh yeah, maybe you know him. Maybe you're friends.
I doubt it. I've only
Tell
known
you a beetle there.
Your friends.
my long life.
We do
I've
not
only
have
met one
any for sure age estimates on it, but to be safe, I would always go in with the mindset that you're dealing with an ancient dragon and pray that it's younger than that.
How is
That
he
would be the
still alive?
wisest way to deal with the dragon.
The dragon? Or
No,
him?
how is he still alive?
Always plan as though it's an ancient dragon and hope that it's a worm.
Because he only ever focuses on zombies, not anything actually serious. Anyway,
What was that?
that was out of character. It was out of character.
He can hear out of character.
What? I am the fourth wall.
Oh my.
Anyway,
So you're telling me we could break it?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
anyways,
Big boy.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need to discuss this with our party.
I will give you 24 hours to discuss. If you would like, I can give you a tour of my laboratory.
I would personally love to see the laboratory. I don't know about you folks. I would love to
We
join.
can go look.
I say as I
Let's see
take
what
my
you're working
plate
on.
and throw it into my bag of tricks, thinking it was
Do I
my
know
bag
Yosh,
of-
do I know Macella's not far?
I mean,
Maybe?
you know the plan was for them.
I knew the plan was to follow, but
I thought they were doing shopping time. I thought they were doing girl things.
what are we?
So
You guys have
first,
no
let's
clue.
clarify with Noah. What would we have had to do to be able to have listened into that?
Yeah.
Severe stealth checks to be able to get close to the man without being spotted by other people, and then more stealth checks to be able to fly next to the window
No.
and not
I
be
got
noticed
20
by
and
people from
19
the
when I
outside,
rolled those
and
earlier.
then stealth checks to see if you were noticed by
That was
people
good.
inside.
So I thought
Okay,
could have,
so-
but not you.
No. So, I mean, you could have done that, but which would mean Yoshiko is eating a pie on a bench by herself. We are pulling a Macella.
We're pulling a cellar.
Many
Yeah.
pies were lost
Yeah, I'll
that
stay
day.
next to you, even though, like, as much as I would love to follow.
We'll come.
Although I can handle myself. We always split the party. What says
No.
we're actually going to listen to things now?
No.
Once we come back,
Now we'll just sit. We'll just be eating pies.
I was
and
gonna
shopping.
try to see if I could see you and try to like indicate for you
Talking
to like
about
follow.
how
and, like,
stupid we probably are.
Yeah,
much
we'll probably
trouble
talk
we're
about how
getting in.
stupid they are, how they're probably in jail now, and we'll see by dinner time if they come back or not.
I was gonna
We're
try. To,
discussing the next plan on how to.
I was gonna
work
try
it
to indicate to you to follow us down.
do we have like a
But I'm not
sending
there.
stone?
You're not there, so that's
No.
moot.
Do we have magical things called iPhones that we can just be like, hey, what's up?
No.
So
Oh,
as
sending stone, I haven't used
you
them
three
forever.
begin to be led through his
Turned it into a
house,
cloak.
he
I-
takes you up to the second story. And that second story is where his laboratory is.
What's it? Oak.
His laboratory is a mixture of a like scientific laboratory where you can see there are advanced machines built up inside, and there are 3 zombies actually strapped to metal gurneys with chains so that they can't move.
Their arms
And
are like held down. And
their mouths are like gagged with leather so that they can't bite anyone. They are completely restrained.
I
2 of the walls in his laboratory are just walls of bookshelves, like a library.
I go up to
And
one
there are cables and different wires crisscrossing all over the floor.
I go up to one of those.
And there are test tubes and things with different parts of undead floating in them in a green embalming liquid.
I look at the guy and I say, "Are these zombies like? Are we just trying to do tests on them? We're not trying to like save them or anything."
These are subjects I'm hoping to be able to eventually save.
I have like my hand axe is like this far away from like poking at the zombie. I'm like,
Please refrain
okay,
from damaging the
all right,
merchandise.
sorry, I understand. So I step away.
No, I bet Calvin's doing something stupid right now.
Strange force in the
Always.
universe is telling you.
Constant.
We just sent 2 idiots, Johan.
My current serum seems to be able to prevent them from at least wanting to attack and eat people for a period of 4 hours now.
I don't understand your taste, but it's
So
it's
I
not
would
my-
say
not my
good
business.
progress for now.
Sorry, this potion can cure someone for 4 hours?
Well, it will
pacify
prevent them from having the urge to eat flesh for the period of 4 hours. They just kind of sit there and don't do anything for that period of time.
So you have found a way to pacify the undead for about 4 hours.
For a temporary time. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of holy water and money to be able to produce this. Thus, the reason I hope to find a large source of holy water. Be able to produce more, and hopefully at a higher quality.
Would I know of anything in the church archives about what he's trying to do?
No, this is brand new scientific territory.
Okay.
Can,
I'm obviously skeptical.
The only way that it's been found to be able to be done in the past is by incredibly powerful magic, such as the spell Wish.
can we see the elixir? I just want to see it. I won't touch it or nothing. I just want to see it.
Unfortunately, I do not currently have a prepared sample that is ready. So I, unfortunately and regrettably, am not able to show you a demonstration at this time. I do have a sample currently cooking, but it will not be done for another 3 days.
Nope.
You notice on one of the side tables that he has in the room, that's about the size of this desk here, so, about this wide, just sitting on it is a massive arrangement of bottles and tubes that connect and seem to be bubbling and cooking, and very slowly at the end of it are small drips of a dark teal liquid.
I'll step up to it and just look at it.
A drip falls out at the end every couple minutes or so.
All right. Well, I've seen all I wanted to see. I really just came to see the dead guys.
To see. I don't know if I trust.
Calvin will tell you his thoughts when we get out of here.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
All right. I say we go meet up with the group.
Nope.
And
I'll talk to you later.
go talk out some hashes.
Yes.
All right. You got anything else you want to do down here?
No. I think I've seen enough.
All right.
Ouch. I've seen enough.
Well, Eloise, dear, would you mind showing these adventurers out? Feel free to spend as much time as you would like today with them.
Oh no.
Cool.
Thank you for your time, future
Hi, Lord.
High Lord. I do a big old bow to noses touching my toes.
And thank you all as well for being nice to my daughter. She is a big fan of yours.
Yeah.
And it does mean a lot to me that you treat her so well.
Oh, she's a great gal, she is.
Don't ruin her.
Excellent.
Until tomorrow. And he gives you guys a courtly bow. I await your response.
I want
Roll to see if I think there's any underhand dealings going on with sending Eloise with us, or if it's just so she, like if
Yep,
she's
go ahead and roll
sent a
insight.
spy. 10.
You get the sense that there is a slight, there is definitely an alternative motive for him sending her, more so than just sending her out to hang out with you. But you realize it's probably that he doesn't want her to pester him about being like, wow, those guys are so cool, blah, 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 and just like ranting to him about you guys, like fangirl style. So he finds it easier just to send her off with you to get her out of his hair.
I don't take that. He does not have a heart. He does not have a heart.
Not the. No.
You get
no
the sense
random
that
person
she
was
likes
out.
to talk to him obsessively and a lot about adventurers that come into town. And it's a thing that happens very often.
Does she want to go on an adventure?
We can talk to her about that.
Hold on.
We-
Would you like to go kill a dragon?
Gosh,
I'm
no.
not saying something bad.
Because we need a
Would you like to go on
sacrifice.
one
I
of
mean,
our
we
adventures
need
with
another
us?
member of our party.
I think if she dies on that mystery.
I'm not saying that she can come with us. I'm just saying we can ask her herself. So she's gonna be with us for a little while.
So we're walking back,
Yeah, we're going back to the others. There's some.
and Eloise is with us.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright.
Neat. So we gotta be careful how we talk, probably.
Uh-huh.
Goes without saying.
You guys are escorted out. Eloise following with you. As you get to the door and just, would it be alright if I came with you guys?
Sure.
I
I
don't
have
mind.
no objections.
I don't mind one beat.
She says, I'll meet you at the tavern in a moment then. I'll go change out of this dress. And she runs back inside to presumably meet you guys at the tavern as soon as she's been able to change into something less restrictive.
I go back to the tavern.
Do we run into you guys?
You guys are like out on the bench, just like across the street, just eating pies. There's like a pile of 6 tins next to you, and nobody knows where you got the pies.
Where'd you get the pie?
Are they still the ones from Moss Hollow?
Oh, don't tell me they're the ones from Moss Hollow.
Yeah, she got a cookie. It's still warm.
How did she do that?
So,
This woman is magical, I tell
I
you.
can see the steam coming off it from here.
do you have any to spare?
Something's how many months old? How many weeks old?
I think cookies are
Thank you,
my
Marcella.
favorite thing.
Especially from that lady.
Did
Goodness.
you make these?
The pies are like freshly bought from a nearby store for the total amount of like 3 silver for like 8 of them.
Cool.
The lady has been watching us eat them through the window.
She's just
So I don't know how you guys want to divide it, but take out like 3 whole silver, put in like 8 pies.
we got it.
Fine. Share. Good enough to share with the class.
Burp.
How
Nope.
did you do?
Well,
It's like I already shared,
I already got one, but
the rest of you have to earn it.
Why did I go
We
out?
got us back.
Well, I'm-
go on a quest for him.
We gotta go on a quest. We're gonna go kill a dragon.
we haven't decided that yet.
The choice is to kill a dragon.
What are the other choices?
Let's go back
Is
to
it cannibalism if I eat chicken when I'm a bird?
No.
No.
Don't think about it.
Deep.
Just-
As she eats a chicken pot pie.
Let's-
Is anybody nearby that can
In the
overhear?
Middle of the street.
Other than
You're in the middle of the town square.
Let's go back to the
Let's
tavern.
go back to the tavern to talk about it.
We go back to the tavern.
Alright.
We go
Heading back to the tavern.
Along
and
the
back to
way.
your room.
No, let's wait till we get back. When we get back, we recount the entire conversation. to those two.
Stepping in, I
So
don't know. I would go over to the bar and usher the Eloise girl over and just say, "You guys go explain that to them." And I'm just drinking at the bar
Okay.
with the Eloise girl answering questions. That's all
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing.
Good distraction.
Smart. So the two of us recount everything to those two.
I want to
So the only options we have that he gave us, and he didn't name your village. Name it, but he,
You
and
mentioned it.
More
Enough
or less.
details where we know it's your village.
and
Wonderful.
we didn't give any indication at all.
So it is an insight check. And it's a 12.
Mr. Lawful Good Oath of Glory Paladin's gonna lie.
Nothing is being heard. Okay, moving on.
So we and
That would be his
Oh.
deception or persuasion?
Roll a d20.
I have nothing to hide.
Still roll it.
I'm
Just-
trying to see if you really actually didn't reveal anything.
Just roll a d20.
So what would that be?
Wisdom. Persuasion. Well, if it's persuasion, then it's charisma.
12.
Hey, we are even.
Okay,
You're
so
just
you
squinting
failed it.
suspiciously.
I have no reason to lie. Just, we have to kidnap a frost giant
Yes, we have to
or
either
kill a dragon and it's called.
trap and transfer a frost giant here to him,
Or his.
or deal with a dragon cult that very well potentially has a full-on dragon there as well.
How are we supposed to deal with this in 18 days if we don't even know where anything is?
We know where they are. They know
17
where.
days.
Don't remind me.
We have
I
two and a
know
half- 2.5
that
weeks.
things are problems.
They're all nearby.
They're relatively nearby, but it's going to them and doing it and coming back, which will take time.
I say
When
whatever
does he
we do, we
leave?
gotta get it in writing because I don't trust this guy.
I don't either, which is why.
Oh,
I'll
you
say
don't
that.
trust this man?
No. I was wrong.
Thank you.
Well, I never said I didn't. I never
trust
said I
his
trust. I
motives.
never said I trust him. I trust his motives. I don't trust his.
I don't like
Anything else?
Methods.
I don't. Well, I don't even know if I trust his motives.
I don't like it.
I don't know what he wants.
So
I'm
now
gonna
that
go
you've been
ask
pers-
Eloise a question real quick.
now that you've been personally insulted, do you see my side of the story?
What?
Now that you've been personally insulted, do you see my side of the story?
Yes.
You're on your own. I left.
Yeah, you left.
He
You left.
opens
down,
the door
Eloise.
and you just see a boar and a panther just sitting in front of the door, just like guarding it.
Okay.
I accidentally pulled out a boar and a panther, and so I told him to go upstairs.
So,
You come downstairs and I'm holding a weasel.
yeah. Well, Eloise is holding the weasel.
Okay, there you go.
Eloise is
So Eloise is holding your weasel, giving him scritches
Oh.
as she's
like on a
talking
date.
with you and asking you about your time as a pirate and where you've sailed to.
I am lying my booty cheeks off, and I'm just telling the most crazy stories.
And she is just hook, line, and sinker interested in hearing them.
So she sees me pull out a boar, a panther, and a weasel. She's gonna listen.
Everything you say. Yeah.
As
I mean, if someone pulled those three animals out of a random bag,
You'd listen
yeah.
to every word. Sorry, continue.
as Cairo comes down, in the midst of you telling her a story about how you rode on the back of a sea serpent.
It was very valiant. And you see they have giant whiskers that come out. You gotta wrangle those things. As soon as you can get that up at like a 45-degree angle, you can turn that sucker anywhere you want to go.
Really?
The scales hurt a little bit, but you get used to it after a couple rides. You know, and then you start bonding with the animal at that moment. And then you can just ride those for miles. You know, they used to ride these puppies for miles.
How many of these serpents have you ridden on?
21.
Tyler believes it.
Um,
I got a 14, so.
There's a little bit of a tone where, like, Kara looking at her, you could tell that she doesn't quite believe him that he's ridden one, but she's very interested in the story he's telling.
I have a
To
question.
not say anything.
We've heard enough bullshit come out of his mouth. Do we all get advantage
I would
in trying
say-
to incite him?
At this point, yes. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
That's
Got
fair.
you at this
That's
point.
fair.
22.
Okay.
So you can tell looking at her, she also is kind of caught on to the fact that he likes to embellish and probably tell more
But you're
lies
charming
than
enough to
truths.
get away with it.
But she finds his stories and his like charismatic attitude really charming, and so she really likes to listen to his ridiculous stories and act like she fully believes them.
No,
This is.
If you're
me.
wondering, I rolled a natural 20 for her.
Yeah,
insight, so
I assumed. Dang.
that was legitimately the only way she was going to pass that. She does not have the highest.
Oh,
Alright, what are you doing down here, Kairomu boy?
She's got Commodore stat block. She's got 10s and everything.
I came to ask a question of Eloise, actually.
Floor is yours.
Eloise, I know this is a bit of a sensitive subject, but may I ask how your mother died?
All right.
Um,
Fair
It
enough.
was either ask
Calvin
her
gets up
or
and walks
ask
away.
Geralt
That's
and
fair.
piss him off.
That's fair.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fair. That's fair.
The entire tavern goes silent.
Everyone heard.
Silent. I'm not gonna ask. Oh, hey, how did? Oh.
it's no problem at all.
This is important.
I don't know too many details of the story, just 'cause my father doesn't talk about it very much. It is the thing that fuels his hatred for Undead and his single-minded focus. You see, it was a situation where a large undead horde attacked the city, and while the Church of Kiana used to, according to him, guard this city, he said that they failed to adequately brace the walls and prepare for the attack, even though he told them that the defenses were not sturdy enough at the time. So he blames them for the gates failing, zombies getting into the village, and as he was trying to escape with us, she was separated from him in the crowd, and he was killed in the attack by the Undead. I think, in part, that's why he wants to learn to cure them, because he wants to be able to prevent that from happening to anyone else.
Thanks for telling me this.
I unfortunately was too young to remember these events. I was only 2 when it happened. And I never really saw I don't remember my mother's face other than the paintings. But I'm happy to share what information I have.
That was all I needed to know. Thank you for telling me this.
No problem. Now I'd like to ask a question of you.
Ask away.
You said that you're incredibly old.
Yes.
How old are you?
It's kind of rude to ask someone their age, you know?
It's kind of rude to ask someone how their mother died.
You
So
know
it's
what?
fair.
I'll take the L on that one. I'll walk back away.
I'm not 100% sure, but the ballpark would be about 850 years old. That is before mystery became mystery.
So you would have been around before the Nightmare Waste was created.
Yes. I was not in this region when it happened, though.
Have you ever traveled to the lands the Nightmare Wastes now are before they were destroyed?
Yes, I did. There used to be a few cities there that I traveled through.
Were they beautiful?
The entire world is more beautiful than it is now. Think a bright world, sun shining most days instead of fog everywhere. Beautiful forests, very low corruption or magic. And not monsters around every corner, every shadow. People could travel freely and safely.
Sounds like a dream.
I wish I could go back, change a few things, but
Sounds like a paradise that I'd like to see return.
It wasn't a paradise. There were issues. But
Paradise compared to our current,
compared to
compared to what the Nightmare Wastes are now. If I had the ability to, I would love to become an adventurer and try to find a way to bring back and be able to see some more of the beauty of Mistrid. I've always wanted to see the Coven Mountains and to see the coasts of Mistrid. To talk with the dwarfs in Southgate. But I know that my responsibilities here lie in Lore Watch as the only living heir of the Garoth line. Unfortunately, that's not an option.
Have you never left Lore Watch?
Never more than maybe 10 miles from here. I haven't even really gone to any of the other cities in my father's realm. Ever since my mom died, he doesn't really like me leaving the city's walls.
I'll see what I can do and after finish to help you out with that. Because an heir should know the lands at the very least. And everyone deserves the right to travel.
You're Princip right now, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's
You don't know the story of Princip, do you?
No.
that's extremely sweet of you, and that would mean a lot.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
I head back up to the room to go talk to him.
Screeching.
Right?
Kill the fetching dragon. Which
What do
dragon
you
are we
guys
killing?
like to do?
So I walk into you saying, let's kill the fetching dragon. We're
Let's
dealing with
kill
the
the
dragon?
damn gecko.
We're dealing with the dragon?
Are
I feel
we?
like the dragon's going to be a better option than the frost giant. We don't even have the resources to transport it. It doesn't sound like Geralt wants
But
to offer.
I'm not even. But if it's the dragon, I think it is.
And what dragon is that?
The one that
The wintergreen dragon?
maybe. I don't know if we can kill it yet.
We just need its breath, don't we?
Yes,
So we
but do we have any way to?
Give me some time and I can make a contraption.
Do we have the time to do that?
How far is the Lost Woods from where we are?
we just have to take out the
The
cult of the
Lost
dragon.
Woods.
In a couple days. We have.
We're in the Lost Woods, are we not?
We're
No.
It would take 4 days to get to the edge of the Lost Woods, near the area where the frost giant's supposed to be. Now, getting over to where
We're talking about
the dragon is,
Oh,
Is the dragon not in the Lost Woods? I thought they both were.
it would be 8 days to get to the territory of where they say this dragon operates.
so it would take pretty much all the time we have to go do it and then get back here. Then we maybe have a few days if we get it at a reasonable time.
Assuming that you were able to go there, deal with it on day 1, and come back, it would take 16 days from right now.
We'd
You
have
17 days before he leaves. for
So
the
we'd have a day.
17 days before he leaves to.
Yes.
So we'd have a day to do this and convince him.
Yes.
And he could still change his mind because he's a.
A-hole.
He does everything he does for his daughter and because of his wife.
Yeah.
So we
Ominous
think
dice
that there
rolls
would
up
be.
there.
Do I? Did,
Want to give him the frost
what did?
giant.
What? Do I remember? Do I know the whole story or part of it? Because that would have been
What whole story?
what
What whole story?
Of his
Of-
wife?
of how Thaddeus kind of this whole thing. Would I, or at least the bigger story of like the church's involvement.
Probably not.
No,
Would
would have
I?
been a child.
I
No.
wouldn't have heard about.
It,
this.
it was a while back.
Okay.
And more from what the church has said about it, it's that he decided to no longer allow the church in his lands after an undead attack on one
No
of their cities.
organization would say, "Hey, we screwed up and led to the deaths of innocents." They say, "Oh, an unfortunate accident happened, and now he no longer lets us in that area." So,
The issue is that the frost giant is probably going to take just as long to transport. We literally have, again, no way to transport this thing.
I don't want to give it to him.
So whatever we're gonna do, we should decide.
well, we could.
We don't have 24 hours to figure this out. We need to figure this out tonight, and then go and tell him tonight, and then leave tomorrow.
Yeah. I
Wait,
say-
did he say how
no,
heavy
I'm not
frost
there.
giants are?
About 8,000 pounds on average.
Yeah.
Hold that.
So
4 days.
How long? Out of character.
You have
because
your
I'm not there.
horse.
How long
I
to
have a
to the
horse.
frost giant?
That
Is it a
was
4
riding
days
horse or
to
is it
its
draft
territory.
horse?
a riding horse. I think we gotta. I mean, maybe we do go after
It'd
them.
have to be days.
Well, what we could do.
We'd spend a lot of days just transporting it back, but we could haul it back.
How do we
The thing is, it will
restrain?
be dead. We'd have to restrain it somehow.
That's the problem. We need to bring that alive.
Magical chloroform.
Do we have magical chloroform?
It's too big to fit into like a portable hole. It would die anyways from
Teleporting wise, is there any way for us to get into the territory of the dragon faster than 8 days?
No.
What does?
There are
Dragonfly
no
would be surprised.
portals that are closer.
Longer than a
literally-
day.
He like
Yeah,
gave
but-
us
but-
the only
Getting
Can-
there
option
is-
in the town.
But can we
as
fight a
it is
dragon?
simple.
Are we ready to fight like an ancient dragon if it is an ancient dragon?
Ancient dragon, no.
But
That's like level.
But it has a
50
cult.
spell.
it's probably not a youth.
It's probably an adult to young adult dragon, if we're being honest, because otherwise it would have taken over more territory by now.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be an ancient, maybe adult.
But even
That's still
can
gonna
we?
be a.
That's a.
I think we can handle a young. An adult will be tricky to say the least.
I hate this. I hate all of this. So much.
And we need its
What
breath,
if
which
we
means
just go with plan B?
I don't. Even,
As much as I want to kill the man, I don't want to orphan.
Paralyze
Anyone.
him for
Start a-
17 days?
start a.
Make him
What?
go to sleep for 17 days.
Or just he. I'm not there. I'm not there.
You're not there. Because we don't have the time to deal with dragon or
This is dark. Never mind.
say it.
No,
snow.
Say
I'm
it.
off.
He
I don't
really
even know if
only
this
gave
is
us the
in
good
character.
option of finding the village, but we refused to even do that one too.
We're not gonna
We're not gonna give him
throw
the
your
village.
village under the ropes.
We won't. If anything, we give him a false location.
And he distrusts us. for a
I
long
don't
time.
trust him,
We give him
so I don't care if he doesn't trust
the
me.
false location.
I don't.
That doesn't get us anything though, because he probably wouldn't even actually reward us until he actually confirms that he found it. So
Unless you can get in writing, we just have to give him the location, and he does what we want.
I don't think
Then he
that'll
can
be
do
enough.
after that.
That won't be enough.
He's not an idiot.
I know
He
he's
wouldn't
not.
Did he-
reward us for a piece of paper.
No.
Uh,
What does killing him look like?
we orphan Eloise.
Never mind that. I don't.
We
that-
leave this whole.
that's too small for it to think about it.
We kind of leave this whole territory on a.
He's the
Well,
one
Luke.
protecting this territory.
Eloise would be.
We lose the research. that he's
Eloise
doing.
would be in charge.
She doesn't research.
She's young.
She's
She's
too
not
young.
ready for that.
No, she's not. Are there other people in Thaddeus? Does like Thaddeus have like? Do we know if he has like a circle that
Is there?
is?
Any
There are other lords and
Hyrule
ladies in his
lords we
land.
can
Do they all feel the same way? Or
We need 3 of the 4.
At
We have
least
2 of
enough
the
to
4.
have him be their main candidate.
So right now,
We
basically,
needed him.
We need him.
We can't.
No, we can't go to Vesna. She's not gonna.
Eloise would have the vote.
We just have to
No,
take
she
care of the cult, not
We
necessarily
kill
kill
him,
the
and there's only
dragon.
3.
Did he want us to kill the dragon?
He
as
said
well?
that it's likely we'll have to deal with the dragon. We're
Deal
just
with
getting
the cult.
deal with the cult. So we make
Which we can do that.
We can
That's
do it.
that's
Cult?
that's not
That's
not
not
the
the
problem.
Just
issue
be
is if-
ready, because there very well might be a dragon.
And we are not prepared for a dragon.
No, but if it is a
necessarily.
wintergreen dragon, we need its breath for Kiana.
And we might. There,
I
we
would
can
have
get
to
the-
make something on the way to capture a dragon's breath, and then
Yeah.
in the fight
We
with
might
it, I'd have to stand in the way of the dragon's breath.
Yeah.
how
Do that
how could we
quickly.
use Eloise?
I don't want to use her.
Just burn a metal garbage can while waiting.
Out of your mouth?
I'm a lawful good soldier. That doesn't.
He's a
mean-
businessman.
I'm a warrior.
We shouldn't. Wouldn't want to. If anything, I would rather put her deadbeat father to sleep.
We. Yeah,
What's the consensus then?
that's a good question.
Still no, still no.
I
It
don't
might
think.
have to be the dragon
Well,
call.
you're not here.
I'm not here. I just
We should
I just need to
we
know
should
out of
get-
character.
Calvin up here. Get his opinion.
I hate all
All
these
right, I can
options.
go get him then.
He'd have to fight it anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask someone to fight potentially a dragon if they don't want to.
I'll go downstairs and get him.
But if
Okay. We're gonna go tag him out.
No, I was thinking Eloise can be up here if we're talking about dragon or frost giant.
right, but there's also the
We're not-
opinion of whether we kill him or not.
That's the issue.
We just don't talk about that while she's here.
We don't talk about killing her father.
Just refer to it as Plan B.
I think we just tag out.
Yeah, just.
I'm just
We
gonna
know
tag
her
out.
Said you-
opinion.
Okay.
I'm just
Cool.
tagging out.
Cool.
I have my opinion and I want to go kill the dragon. That is Yoshika's
Okay,
vote.
that's
Goodbye.
what you say.
I come
Dragon.
upstairs, I walk through the door, high five a boar as I come in, close behind me.
So
What's up, peeps? What's happening?
we're debating whether we go after the cult and maybe fight the dragon, or we kill Thaddeus.
Oh. Dragon.
Yeah.
That is. Dragon. Thaddeus. Dude, why can't we kill Thaddeus?
We need his vote to delay the
But
election.
but without him being able to vote.
It goes to 2 to 3.
But okay.
Meanwhile, Yoshiko's now engaged in a conversation
Would
about how she got
would
her
his
scars
death delay it
and why
anyway?
her feathers have scars on them,
Possibly.
and how that works.
Would
I would
his
assume that
would his
Yoshiko has
death-
hidden
Operating under the
her, has not
assumption
used
that
her
it's-
wings upon entering.
Would
and
his
has
death
kept them
post-
in the coat the entire time?
Yeah, it's just like do actual skin and stuff, and she's like, "How do you have scars like that?" What?
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
just about the scars. Okay.
Let's not over talk over.
Anyway, how do you? Also, your hair has the scar marks too.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
true.
like, "How the heck does that work?"
If
You guys,
he died, would that automatically just postpone? In theory.
that would cause it so that there would be a 2-to-1 majority, and it would be
It would be possible that they postpone it to investigate an assassination attempt, and then we'd be thrown under the bus. And we couldn't.
one of the main things, though. Yes, that could happen. The other thing, though, is that if there was a just cause, such as it finding out that
That's
he
what we're talking about, Lord
had
Folkvar.
some sort of malicious or evil intent or had some history. Like, for example, if he was a murderer or something and you guys were able to prove that and then get him
That's what I was
arrested
going to
for
talk
it,
to you about.
right? He would no longer be considered a candidate because he would be a criminal who is in prison for crimes.
Masala.
The only way we'd be able to pin him, frame him, is if we also threw his daughter under the bus. 'Cause there's the only way I can think of framing him.
I'm not even
framing
talking
his
about.
research.
I'm not even talking about framing. I
Just cause.
yeah.
Frame him for murder.
I'm not even saying framing
Throw
him.
the.
See if he actually has done something.
I don't think he is.
I don't believe he would.
He's not a
Stitcher.
evil
He's not.
Oh, I was thinking.
For context, my wife just went to me. And then she just goes,
If he's a
Stitcher.
I think.
A
Bring him as
Stitcher.
a Stitcher.
If he was a Stitcher,
Anyone that knows him would know that's a lie.
yeah.
He hates the undead. He would not work with the undead.
It's more his research seems a bit.
Questionable at best.
Yes.
Yes.
And that could easily be changed around to frame it as less research to cure them and more.
But that
Marcella.
could be put onto his daughter,
Yes.
who doesn't deserve.
No, Marcella. Could you go in there and find anything? Would you be able to do that?
What you're talking about, or where this is.
Go into the manor.
Would you be able to
try
go in
find
this manor
anything
and find anything that could
that's
prove that he's done something, or is planning on doing something, or is actively doing
I
something?
don't think
Shall
that
I-
fits his character. He's an asshole, but he's not a criminal.
I could.
No, but he seems to have other.
It
Other
doesn't
plans
hurt
and
to
other
look,
plans that are
but I feel like our efforts could be put elsewhere.
That would be delaying the time that we could
Be
spend. to
going-
go
Well,
get the
we're gonna have to leave tomorrow anyway, so we do it tonight while we're waiting to leave.
My thought is we can't do the.
Can't do the village.
So
the
we're,
if
no matter what,
he's
we're going
frost-
after the dragon.
Okay, I was gonna say the frost giant. I think he's trying to use that to like weaponize. Honestly,
I don't think so. I think he's.
I don't
Kill
see.
us.
I don't see why he would need it when he has a bunch of undead
yeah, he
all
doesn't need
around
it.
him.
He doesn't need it. So
Why
like,
does he need a frost giant?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
and so if he's gonna turn that into a zombie, I feel like he's just gonna try to mind control it or something, and then he's gonna attack everyone, become a dictator.
I don't know about
I
that,
don't
but
think so. That doesn't fit. What do we know about him?
It's.
I think we go either way. I think we go after the dragon.
I think the frost giant's just a stupid idea.
in the first
the-
place.
Yeah, especially if you guys
Especially
are gonna laugh at my trap ideas.
Especially to have it.
Not that.
alive.
It's the idea of him bringing it back and infecting it with the zombie thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
Well,
just. That
bigger
just.
creatures fight off the disease at different rates that get
True.
infected.
Yeah.
That's, I think,
But
what he's going for.
Maybe.
If it doesn't
It's
go
just.
the way he's planned, he just put all
It
his
doesn't seem
people
like-
in danger.
Yeah.
Could that
It
be
seem-
possible
yeah.
cause of he's putting his people in danger by bringing in a frost giant?
So yeah, but then we'd be accomplices to that.
Exactly. He asked us to do that.
So we're not. doing that.
Also, I hate to do this. You know how we're obviously not gonna do the we show him where Yoshiko lives kind of thing, right?
No.
How do I put this? And I whip it out, slap it on the table. I may or may not have a map directly to where she lives.
We're not doing that.
Yoshiko, you would know that it is not directly to where he lives. It's to the
It's
Tomb of the Dishonored Soothslayers, which is outside of the village.
Oh, thank the heavens.
So it is actually
We think
it is actually in a separate part of the mountain range, but it is not. her village.
Is it in same kind of area?
Yeah,
though?
it's in the same area.
Same kind of area, but okay. Sorry.
Close enough.
Like, give me back my stuff.
Is there a type of drug that will have
It
him,
would
like,
be
go to
evidence
sleep?
of a civilization living
We could
at some point.
Like,
we
if
could
he's
get
unable to go vote, not kill him, but
where's Aurora with a sleep spell?
but it needs to be long enough to cause concern.
So we just tie him up and leave him in a basement for 3 weeks.
That worked fine.
At this point, real quick, let's go ahead and take a short break, and then we'll get
I
back to
don't
it.
want to do
We'll be back.
To be completely
This is something that isn't for.